Hello. It is Sunday, September 11th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Sunday puzzle, so it is an extra large grid, and I must admit I'm a bit tired this morning, so hopefully that doesn't impair my solve too much. I will have to buckle down for this extra big crossword, so we'll see how it goes. I'll do my best. This potentially foggy edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Joseph Schwalbach and a new benefactor. So thank you and welcome to Jenny Montague. Thank you, Jenny, for your generous support in becoming a benefactor of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for which you will eventually get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug. Hope you enjoy that when it arrives, and I am very much appreciative of your contribution, so thank you for that. And as well as Joseph and Jenny, this edition of the Daily Solve has, of course, also been brought to us, as always, by the inestimable Hood Monster, the invaluable Timothy Mark, and the indomitable Shulmaster. So thank you to all five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, and again, welcome to newcomer Jenny Montague. And thank you to everybody who has backed the Patreon campaign at any level, of course. I very much appreciate that. And for your generosity, you'll receive all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week. So enjoy those. And you can subscribe to the channel for free, of course. And we're, I think, 20 or 30, we're not very many subscribers away from hitting 10,000, which is quite amazing. And thank you to everybody who has helped push us towards that number. You can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server in a link in the description field underneath the video. And with that, let's get on to the puzzle. This is a Sunday crossword, of course, by Derek Niederman, and I completely forgot to figure out how many crosswords Derek Niederman has constructed. I think I recognize the name, so not a debut constructor, but I'm not sure precisely of the number. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start. So, and it's entitled Opposites Attract. Of course, it's a Sunday puzzle, so it is titled. And let's go. All right, so we have a busy grid and quite a few shaded segments of words. So that suggests something about our theme. We'll have to see. The shaded bits are not symmetrically disposed. You can see that these 5 cells are not symmetrically disposed to these, by which I mean if you rotated the grid 180 degrees, these shaded cells would not be in the same position as these, but the answer that contains them would be. So I think their answers do reflect in that manner. I think that's true. Okay, anyway, let's get going. Try to hit, aim at, or something at, I would think. Organization, oops, I meant to look at this. Talk acronym. Talk acronym. I'm not sure what that is. So let us begin blank. JFK, let us begin anew. What about this? Persian blank. Rug maker's deliberate mistake. Oh, Persian flaw. So this is, so I believe in Islamic art, there's the principle that only Allah is perfect. And so an artist will introduce an intentional flaw to sort of symbolize that truth, because a human work would not be perfect. And I didn't know it was called I'm aware of that principle. I didn't realize it was called the Persian flaw. That's interesting. Okay, hopefully I'm not misrepresenting that in some way. Anyway, howler of a movie. Howler of a movie. The Wolfman, maybe? I wonder if that's... I would have thought it would have been called The Wolfman, but maybe not. Let's see. Try to hit a SWAT at, as in a fly. There we go. Organization created under FDR, the Social Security Administration, I would suspect. And he's this in a 1963 hit for the Chiffons. He's So Fine. I've never heard that song before. And beset is afflicted, or... Oh, maybe it's simply afflict, right? Because beset, of course, as with the root word set, can be both can be present or past tense depending on the context. So This will beset you. This will afflict you, you could say. All right, rant, a tirade. There we go. Within is amid, so within something, amid it. And what about this? English poet who wrote The Highwayman, Alfred Lord Tennyson. What does that mean in here? Talk acronym is TED Talks, right? Okay. It's probably not, it must not be Alfred Lord Tennyson. That was just my guess based on Alfred, but or something's going on with this, but it's probably just a different poet. Let's see, what else is going on here? Numbskull. A dolt or a bozo or something? Model for a grade schooler. A Bohr atom or something? No, not for a grade schooler. Mountain residents. Argues. What 3 dots might mean. ETC maybe, etc. I don't know. It seems a little too vague. Oh, that's not SOS, is it? No, that's not SOS. Okay, what about this? Woes, ills, maybe? It probably ends with an S one way or the other. So that would make it not, etc. I don't know. I'm going to move on for now. With 108 down, hot stretch of summer. So what is this? Is that the dog days? C11, I don't think it probably is. I don't know. Let's put it in and see if that helps. Oh, George Washington chopping down a cherry tree and others. Presumably that's a myth, I'm pretty sure. The story of George Washington chopping down the cherry tree. Well, anyway, let's not get distracted. Let's come back up to where we were. So, accomplish on behalf. If you accomplish something on behalf of somebody, you do that thing for them. Home of Kenyon College. I don't know. Is it Ohio? I know. Oh, maybe? If you imagine somebody in a classroom saying, I know. Oh, raising their hand. Maybe that's what that is saying. World Cup organization, FIFA. Global, the something International Football Association? Federated, maybe? That would make sense if it were federated because it has sort of member states that administer football within their own countries. So maybe that's what it stands for. Home of Kenyon College. It does look like Ohio, doesn't it? And walk, so to speak. Okay, I'm not sure. Vice President after Pence, Kamala Harris, the current vice president, and then early American pseudonym. Probably recognize this one comes together, but I'm not right off the top of my head. I'm not sure. Napoleonic blank, Napoleonic era, I suppose. That's a straightforward enough way to fill that. Walk, so to speak. Go free. Walk from prison. There we go. What about this? Helen Reddy's signature hit. Ooh, I'm not sure offhand. And this Republic toppled in 1933. The Weimar Republic, right, toppled by the Nazi regime, essentially. Okay. German Weimar Republic. Tom Jones and Anthony Hopkins by birth are Welshmen. And rapper Fiasco, Lupe Fiasco is a rapper. Suso Museum architect. Well, the classic architect of the New York Times crossword, and yet not the constructor of the New York Times crossword, is I.M. Pei. So that's my guess here. He crops up quite a lot in the old crossword. Second half of an incantation. Oh, hocus pocus, maybe? So pocus would be the second half. Oh, Poor Richard was the pseudonym of Benjamin Franklin that he used to sign his, that he used, I guess, to market his atlases. Poor Richard's, not atlases, almanacs. Poor Richard's almanacs were Benjamin Franklin. About 90% certain. Oh, look at this. Organization created under FDR, and we had the Social Security Administration, and then something else. Maybe the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, maybe. That would seem plausible. Don't know if that's true, but it seems reasonably likely. Moment of inspiration, a flash of inspiration, perhaps. And what this might mean. And then we have a quote mark. It could be a ditto mark. So repeat the information that was above. Digs in the sorry, I never even considered that we've now filled out a full set of shaded cells. So poor and rich. Poor rich. They're opposites. Opposites attract. So we're sort of creating bar magnets here, basically, with two poles, a sort of positive and magnetic pole. So is this Alfred, is it Noyes? No, yes? Noyes? That's a poet. Alfred Noyes? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. English poet who wrote The Highwayman. I bet that's right. Let's check the downs. What three dots might mean? What on earth is that? Sorry if this is incredibly obvious. Is it just SSS? Is dot? Oh, dot. Right. Maybe I was on the right track thinking of SOS. What I mean is maybe I was on the right track thinking of Morse code, but it simply is a dot and S in Morse code. I think that is probably true because SOS is dot dash dot, because it was designed to be a very easy to signal phrase or collection of letters. That's maybe what that is. I'm not completely certain. Model for a grade schooler. Oh, a diorama. It's the sort of thing you make in grade school. And I don't know if this is right. I'm going to remove it again. Mountain residence. Maybe ills is wrong. Woes. Oh, looks right with diorama. Argues. Claims or something. Maybe this is wrong. I really wanted that to be right. What about this? Humorist Bombeck. Irma Bombeck. Is it? I always forget if it's Irma or Irma. One of Neptune's moons. I don't know. I mean, I probably do, but I can't remember. Prop that enabled Houdini to walk through a brick wall. Some kind of mirror trick, maybe? Or armor? I don't know. I have no idea. Accept imminent punishment. Face the music. And what is this? Oh, them and us. Very clever. Good. Okay, rearward to a rear admiral would be aft. So the rear admiral is simply here to indicate, well, it's here both for the sort of little symmetry of the rear and rear, but also just to indicate a naval context. So aft on a ship. And then red block in Minecraft is TNT. Look at that. Minecraft really becoming ubiquitous. I think it's shown up in the crossword. I've seen it at least once before. Okay. I mean, well, the remarkable thing for me isn't so much that Minecraft is appearing as a reference. That in itself is not particularly surprising. It's more that a particular mechanic from within the Minecraft sort of rule set is showing up. That's what's astonishing about this to me. Okay. Sounds of disapproval. Could be tisks. And stove toppers are hoods. Stove hoods, the extractor. It's sort of, extractors above your stove, I think, is what that refers to. And baby bearer, maybe, is a stork, mythologically. Eponym for one of the Earth's 5 oceans. Oh, Atlas, the Atlantic Ocean. Right, there we go. Okay, the eponym, so it's sort of namesake, essentially. Digs in, so the eponymous Atlas, you could say. Digs in the ice. Igloo, so digs meaning a home. And then shower is a light rain you could describe as a shower. Helen Reddy's signature hit. Oh, is it I Am Woman? Does that work with this? Curse out, swear at. Yeah, okay. This looks like this might be right. Bird associated with bats. Oh, the Oriole. Oriole is a kind of bird. And there's a baseball team, the Orioles. The Oh, I shouldn't even guess because I'm going to get it wrong. Is it the Baltimore Orioles? I'm sorry if that's wrong. Helen Reddy's signature hit. I do think it's I Am Woman. Okay, to make water bubbly, I guess, for instance, is to aerate it. And natural fertilizer is manure. Same old routine. So how does that work with this? Oh, out in. Right, there we go. Routine contains out in. This is a very clever theme. He set a Guinness World Record in 2014, reporting for 34 consecutive hours. It must be Al Roker, I suppose. I wonder what he was reporting, and maybe it must have been a natural disaster or something. Al Roker is a sort of famous American weatherman, weather reporter. That's funny. I wonder what was going on at that point. I'm sure it's an obvious natural disaster that occurred in 2014 that I'm just not bringing to mind. I'm sorry. Anyway, Mazel Tov. There we go. And boob tubes are TVs. We're just going to spell out the phoneticized acronym. Clanton at the OK Corral. I suppose Ike Clanton must have been someone who participated in the shootout at the OK Corral, the historical details of which are not precisely known to me, I must admit. Okay, flying blank, martial arts strike, the flying knee, I suppose? Must be. And development in cryptography. A cryptographic key is a concept in cryptography. Friendly conversation ender. Cheers, you could say. It's essentially the default way to end a conversation in the UK. A mountebank is I don't know. I mean, it's sort of a cur or maybe that's too strong, like a rascal or a rogue. But I'm not sure what it's doing here. Listen, hark. Horse-drawn carriage could be a dray. What is this? Why can't I see it? A creep, maybe? It's not really tonally the kind of a match, but it might be definitionally. Let's keep looking and see. That may or may not be right. Popular beer brand, casually. I'm not quite certain. What about this? With 93 across, young river critter, an otter cub, maybe? Does that work? Scoring figures. Scoring figures. I mean, there are many different kinds of scoring. Strong cleaners. Lies, maybe? I mean, this probably ends with an S one way or the other. What about this? What all companies try to make? They try to make a profit or try to make... I'm not sure. Service charge, a use fee or something? User fee, maybe? What about this? Noted songwriter behind Winona Judd's Tell Me Why and Linda Ronstadt's All My Life. Could this have on-off in it? Have I used that already? No, I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not sure if I can't think of someone. It might be right, but I can't think of the name, so I don't know. Added paper to as a printer. Oh, it probably is, because this could be fed paper to a printer. Taiwan-born filmmaker. Ong Lee, probably. And Bah Humbug, the famous exclamation of Ebenezer Scrooge, Dickens' character. Heeded an owner's order is sold out. So, okay, let's say that this is probably on-off, I would think. And then sold out is gone. Actress Terry Garr, recognize. What all companies try? Oh, they try to make payroll. This isn't, it's an otter pup, not an otter cub. Right, I should have second guessed that, because it's obviously many different ways to refer to young animals, so I shouldn't have just assumed. Okay, so, oops. All companies try to make payroll, and then heeded an owner's order is healed. So a dog, you say healed to a dog. So, okay, so projecting edge is a flange, I guess, and then scoring figures are points. All right, that's more straightforward than I was making it in my head. Scramble some eggs, say. Make breakfast? No. Wait a second. Creep is not correct. I didn't really like it, so that works. I don't know. Maybe I have something else wrong. A dray is a horse-drawn carriage. Maybe. Not sure. Okay, well, if we put breakfast in here, so break and what's the opposite of break? Scramble some eggs, say. Fry breakfast? I mean, that doesn't really work. Sorry. One side of the coin is the obverse side. Baited online is trolled somebody. Oh, this doesn't look very good. Oh, but popular beer brand casually. So, right, it could be a nickname. This area, something in this area is wrong. I've got there's something I'm not seeing, and I'm not quite sure what. Name hidden backwards in excellent is Nell? Right, sorry, that's a bit longer than it should. It was written right in front of my face. So, why can't I see with these various things here? This is really aggravating. Popular beer brand, casually. Is this not Otter? It seems like it must be Otter Pup. I mean, I'm sure that's right. Literary Utopia. Goods for sale. Merchandise? Is that MDSE abbreviation? Sought redress in a way. Sued. If you sought redress for damages, you sued somebody. Tour de France distance units, abbreviations, kilometers. I mean, I suppose it's true that there are distance units in the Tour de France and much of the world for most purposes, dealing with long distances. Maybe I just don't know this name. Noted songwriter Carla Bonoff, is that someone? Sorry if this is very evident to you and you're yelling at me through the screen about it. I apologize. Oh, Xanadu, Literary Utopia. In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree. Okay. Oh, mix breakfast? That doesn't seem right. Scramble some eggs. Why can't I see this? Mix break? Is that something? I mean, those are both vocal terms. Vocal mix, vocal break. They're not really opposites. I mean, I guess they kind of are, actually, weirdly, but that seems incredibly technical and specific. I don't think that's right. This area is confounding me. Large electromotive unit. A megavolt? What is this? Mountebank. Oh, is it a Croat? Does this just mean, maybe this just has a different meaning that, no. Crete? Is this not breakfast? I don't understand, sorry. Oh, fix breakfast, fix and break. Sorry, apologize. I mean, the thing is, I have most of what's sort of filling this zone, so there isn't really anything else I can do to figure it out. I think Dre must be wrong. Am I just misremembering that from the beginning? So, okay, so megavolt is correct, I'm sure. Otter, I'm fairly sure, is correct. A mountebank is a cheat. I mean, that is true. A mountebank is a cheat. So, a shay is a horse-drawn carriage. There we go. Stella Artois, popular beer brand casually, Stella. And then Carla Bonoff, I guess. So I am sorry to Ms. Bonoff for not knowing her name more readily. Okay, I'm going to move on. That was rough. It has its ratios for short trigonometry. And Some hangouts for remote workers are cafes, perhaps? Longtime sports journalist Jim, I don't know. Norman or English king? Oh, that's funny. So you'd think this is a classic case where the surface read is different to what is being suggested in the punny reading as indicated by the question mark, the pun indicator. So you read this on the surface and you think, oh, it's referring to a king of England or a Norman, like the Norman conquest of England. But no, it is not. It's referring to someone named Norman or I guess in this case, an English king, ostensibly. We have Norman Lear and King Lear from Shakespeare. So that's what the question mark does. It has us read this in a punnier, different way than we would assume. Okay, and Norman Lear was an American television creator of All in the Family and other programs. Okay, worker with a comb. A bee, honeycomb? Worker bee. Opts is elects, maybe. Choose a particular option. One who gave us all a lift. Not sure. Helpful connections could be ins. You have an in. You have a helpful connection. What is this? This looks useful. Instrument that makes a tst sound. I thought this would be helpful, but it wasn't. At least not to me right this moment. Six-Day War combatant would be Israel. And I personally, what does that mean? Like dipsticks, other oily. A dipstick, stick it in a sort of oil reserve or whatever it's called in a internal combustion engine to check the oil level. Okay, I personally, myself, I see, I myself, there we go. Brotherly figures could be friars in a monastery, for instance. And, instrument that makes it sound right, a hi-hat. So in particularly rock especially rock music and jazz music as well, in a different sort of way, the hi-hat is it's that sort of strange coupling of cymbals, one inverted above the other, and they have a foot pedal, and so you can either open and close them with a foot pedal, or keep them closed and hit them or open and hit them with a stick, and they kind of go tss, tss, tss. That's that sound you hear in rock music if you are not familiar with drum set. Okay, blank master's voice, his master's voice, record label, and classic record label. Works a wedding, perhaps. DJs or caters. You could cater a wedding. One who gave us all a lift. Oh, what is this? Who gave us all a lift? I'm not sure. There's the question mark indicating a pun or wordplay, but I'm not seeing what it is. Item with straps. And Pro Bowl side for short. This will be sports thing. Not sure. Magic power. Doctrine of East Asia. Doctrine of East Asia. It's not Tao, is it? I'm not quite sure I understand what it's asking me for. Mounds of activity. Anthills, maybe? Women's liberation. One always having a place to hide. Neighbor of Jammu and Kashmir, the Punjab? Does that work with this? Item with straps. A bra has straps. There we go. Pro Bowl side for short. Still not sure. Magic power could be mojo. Oh, maybe it is Tao. That's funny. Doctrine of East Asia. Tao, okay. And one always having a place to hide. I don't know. What about this? Caesar salad ingredient. Romaine lettuce, it looks like. So, heart of romaine. Right, okay. A heart of lettuce romaine heart. So, what is it? To from is our backwards. It's our opposite subtracting. To from. Oh, a turtle always has a place to hide because it can retract into its shell. And the standard would be par, so standard Number of strokes on a golf hole, for instance, would be its par. Ground could be earth, and approach gradually is ease up to, maybe? Yeah, that looks right. Burden is something. To tax, maybe. Burden somebody, you tax them. Lifts up could be exalts. Exalts or exalts, I guess. What about this? Branch of dentistry that specializes in root canals. Don't know. What about this? Go to sleep without. To conk at? No, I wasn't looking at it. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. Blank Martell, Game of Thrones princess. I have not seen Game of Thrones. I'm trying to think, is this a name that has sort of filtered through into the culture? I don't think so. Total mess could be a sty, like a pigsty. Longtime sports journalist Jim. Again, once again, hoping for a name that has filtered through the sort of ether and cultural ether in some way, but maybe I'll recognize it eventually, but not right now. Still competing is in it, maybe? I'm still in it. Go to sleep without. This doesn't look right. Maybe this isn't exalts. Lifts up. I don't know. Maybe I was on the wrong track entirely. Go to sleep without. Maybe it is conk out after all of that. Jim Mikey? Is there any way that's right? It doesn't look right. The I here. Jim, I don't know. I guess conk could be wrong. Meeting with a dead line. Not sure. Davis of Thelma and Louise. Gina Davis. And of the film Thelma and Louise. And deck out with spangles is to begem something, I suppose. The other side is, don't know, Cracker Jack is, could be the treat associated with baseball games, or you could say a real Cracker Jack, which is like a real, good one, a real great example of the thing or something like that. Smile or shine, beam, smile, sunshine, or a person beams, smiles. The other side is the enemy. There we go. Cracker Jack. You can't run on this for long. You can't run on empty. You right. Again, speaking of internal combustion engine cars, you couldn't run on empty fuel tank for long. Okay, so Cracker Jack. Oh, if you're a real Cracker Jack, you're adept at something, or you're an adept. Branch of dentistry that specializes in root canal. Endodontius or something like that. Sorry, probably recognize it when I see it, but I'm failing at the moment. A few weeks ago, probably. Last month. Right, a few weeks ago would probably be last month, unless you're at the end of the month currently. Tribal circle, perhaps. Tribal circle, perhaps. I'm not sure what that's asking me for. Do and don't are opposites. I can put that in. This S is surprising. Branch of dentistry. Endodontics, maybe? Oh, McKay, Jim McKay. That's better than any of the things I was thinking of. Okay, does this help Martell? Oh, I have no idea. Shia Martell? Elia Martell? I don't even know where to begin. Lifts up is, extols, right. So it's sort of similar to exalts. There we go. Okay, so Alia, meeting with a deadline. Meeting with a deadline, question mark. There's some kind of pun here. A trance or a seance. So Elia Martell, Elia or Elia Martell or something like that. Okay, I have no way to error check that, but seance I'm sure is correct, so I think this all looks right to me. Okay, great. Tribal circle, perhaps OTPs, I guess. And in praise of folly, essayist. Not sure. Sorry. What about this? I'm in trouble. Help me. Oh, Erasmus, I guess. You don't often see Erasmus referred to as an essayist, do you? I guess so. Rap on a rancho. A serape, maybe? A wrap that you wear. Spots for snorkeling could be atolls, maybe? Her name is Greek for all gifted. Here's where I wish I had more ancient Latin and Greek, of which I have basically zero. So. And or maybe? Oh, Pandora. Oh, look at that. That was the theme was very helpful in that case. Her name is Greek for all gifted. Pandora. Oh, Pan would be the all bit, and then Dora, I suppose, resolves to gifted in some manner. Okay. Certainly wouldn't have known that myself, but the theme helped. It's over here. It's over here. End. It's over, end. Wrestler's goal is to pin the opponent. Jack of old TV. Oh, Jack Parr came up in the crossword the other day. Was that a New York Times crossword? Or is that one of the buzzwords? I'm not actually sure. I can't remember. But Jack Parr came up in a crossword I solved this week. Placate. To placate somebody is to appease them. Job with numerous applications. A painter. Numerous applications of paint. That's funny. To place things side by side is to why can't I see that? I don't know. Northernmost NBA city on scoreboards. Toronto, maybe, because it's all the way up in Canada? I'm not sure. Southwestern Art Hub. It shares space with Pound. Well, it's not. I just looked at my keyboard to see if this could help me out, and it doesn't because I'm using a British keyboard. So, but I think it's probably 3. Prop that. Oh, trapdoor enabled Houdini to walk through a brick wall. I wonder what that trick was about. I wonder if there's. I don't know. People probably do recreations of Houdini tricks. Okay, argues is pleads maybe, and mountain residence. Oh, Olympus. Oh, right. That would have been fun to get earlier, but I didn't. So Mount Olympus, so residence of the gods in Greek myth. And a numbskull is a dope. 3 dots do mean an S, okay, after all of that. And one of Neptune's moods. Oh, I'm still not seeing it. Sopranos highlights could be arias, so featured songs in an opera. Southwestern Art Hub. Not sure what that is. Word with open or pigeon. Open-toed or pigeon-toed. And, oh no, I'm going to have to take a bet on this. So this looks more... I basically have to decide if I think this is an E or an I. I think it's an E. Nereid and Erema with an E looks more correct to me. Let's keep looking. Southwestern Art Hub. I am not sure what this is. Sorry. Place side by side. Oppose? Is appose? So if you oppose something as opposed to oppose it, is that what this is meaning? It would also be sort of thematically appropriate to the puzzle as we're placing things side by side. So here we would have, oh, that would be Toronto, as I sort of randomly guessed. And then this would be, that's weird, Taos, because we have Dow here, which is spelled so similarly. There's just an S here. But I suppose it's not as though it's a pluralization of Dow, so we're not actually using the same word. It's just surprising. You don't see that kind of thing very often in the crossword, but is this going to work? It is. All right, there we go. So the Sunday puzzle, just a big long grid. It just goes on and on and on, but a very clever theme. We had Alfred Noyes. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. With No Yes, we had Poor Richard, containing poor and rich. Face the Music, containing them and us. Heart of Romaine, containing to from. Fix breakfast containing fix and break. I don't know why this one took me so long. This whole area was a real challenge. Endodontics containing do and don't. I really like that. And Carla Bonoff containing on and off. Pandora containing and or. And I don't even ever think I looked at this one. Routine containing out and in. So routine, same old, same old. I can't remember if I looked at this or not. In any case, I have now, so no one needs to point it out in the comments if I didn't earlier. Very clever. And so how many? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We had 9 theme answers. It's quite a high total. The sort of thing that we get with a Sunday puzzle. It's a very extensively explored theme. Very good. Really, really nice one. And well constructed, I would say, by Derek Niederman. Hope you enjoyed it as well. And I hope you'll be back tomorrow for the Monday puzzle, which will be a breeze compared to this, certainly. There's no doubt about that. It will be a smaller grid, an easier solve. We'll get through that in probably a third of the time or so. And I hope you join me. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.